Hello and welcome to The Delayed Show. I'm your host, Katie Phillipson. Pleased to be back after a summer-long silent meditation retreat. Yep, just 4 months of... But enough about me, we've got headlines to hit you with. Russian media has turned on actor Morgan Freeman for his appearance in a video accusing the Russian government of meddling in last year's American presidential election. According to Press Secretary Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin is, quote, not taking the film seriously, end quote. Back in America, we too have not been taking Freeman's recent film seriously. A passenger exiting a European Jet 2 flight claims he saw a can of Stella Artois in the cockpit. The airline says it was never opened, but I say, who cares? I'd trust my life to a guy crushing a sky-high Stella, but PBR? Never. A single wild bison was recently spotted in Germany for the first time in 250 years. However, authorities quickly shot it down, as is customary for illegal immigrants. According to the BBC, there is evidence that Neanderthals' brains grew more slowly than those of modern humans. Thankfully, faster brains we have and that work more better. Bill Gates recently said that his biggest regrets in life are not learning a second language, the Control-Alt-Delete function, and giving his company such a sexually demeaning name. Adidas announced that they'll be releasing special beer and puke-resistant shoes in time for Oktoberfest, so expect to see Chad, Tony, and Kyle buying those during ISB. If only they could repel couch fires and sexual assault suits. During Trump's first meeting with the UN... Okay. Harsh threats against North Korea were... Okay. Harsh threats against North Korea were... Korea... Seriously? Brian, cut it out! But if it wasn't you, then... Rocket Man. In local news, Michigan State football lost to Notre Dame last weekend, 38-18. Our score may have been low, but the temperature was high, reaching a scorching 90 degrees. Now that's a lot of A woman in Stewartson, Pennsylvania says she and her children were at home when a man broke in with a 12-pack of beer, claiming that he didn't want to get drunk alone. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to go around, and he was soon arrested. Party foul. Students at Brigham Young University were excited to learn that the ban on caffeinated soda would be lifted. That is until the university clarified what it meant by finally allowing Coke. A man who tried to rob a Starbucks in Fresno, California is now suing the man who stopped him. In other news, the security guard at Macy's will be receiving papers from my lawyer. A couple in the UK faces possible jail time after being caught having sex in a Domino's pizza shop, which is why I'm more of a Hungry Howie's woman myself. British Prime Minister Theresa May has been struggling to manage the Brexit aftermath, which has been increasingly likened to a messy divorce. And you know what happens to children of divorce. Last Wednesday, we had an advanced screening of Kingsman: The Golden Circle here on campus, and we have a student film critic here, Toby, in the studio to tell us what he thought. Toby, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure thing, Katie. I'm a senior here at MSU, and I publish my film reviews online on my blog, reservoirblogs@wordpress.com.
That's cute. And what made you start reviewing movies?
Films. I review films.
Okay.
So I saw Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained towards the end of high school, and I think it just changed me as a person. It was on a date, actually. I loved it. She hated it. Never spoke to her again.
Oh, why did that film resonate so much with you?
You're asking me why Django Unchained resonated with me so much? Have you seen it?
No, I actually haven't.
You have to see it.
I don't really like Tarantino, but I mean, that's beside the point.
You don't like Quentin Tarantino? Which of his movies have you seen?
Pulp Fiction?
You don't like Pulp Fiction? It's the best dialogue of all time.
Just kind of long.
Just don't get art. Quentin Tarantino's IQ is 190. What's your IQ, Katie?
I'm not going to answer that.
Because it's lower.
Because you're a tool.
Did I just overhear you say you don't like Pulp Fiction?